Hi everybody, it's been nearly 15 months now since the first lockdown began. I think my calculations are right there, but anyway, but since then many people have become ill and suffering in some sort of a way with mental health problems since the first lockdown began. Now we're in our third lockdown, just easing out of this lockdown, and still many people are still suffering with mental health problems more and more. Now, last week was Mental Health Awareness Week, connecting with nature. It's actually Mental Health Awareness Month, this month, May. Now, we should be keeping that awareness there, not just May, every month, every week. Awareness in itself is going towards in a non-judgmental way, like towards yourself, keeping that awareness there towards yourself, how you're feeling in a non-judgmental way towards others, keeping that awareness there and being supportive and encouraging. Now, this video in itself is about moving forward. You know, if you're suffering with mental health problems and in those moments of despair, overwhelmed and really struggling, my good advice would be at first, you know, if you're really struggling, is to reach out and ask for that help. That is your first steps. Taking those first steps is the way forward to a better place of healthier place, and start to improve your mental health. At first it's hard, suffering with mental health problems. You know, it's not something that it just goes away overnight. These things take time to heal. As they say, time is a healing process, and that's what happens, healing. So the initial thing in itself is, it has to come from that person, within that person, those first steps to start, like, to move forward. We can encourage and support others. By doing that, we'll give those hope to be able to do that, to move forward, having that hope there. But it doesn't end there by just taking those first steps. It's more needs to be done for it as well. Like, for that person in general, you know, within yourself, like, after taking those first steps, there's many things like improve, like to get back on track, move forward. It's like a journey, it's a healing process, and it may, like I said, it will take a bit of time. It's just something that doesn't just disappear within, like, overnight. And like I said, support and encouraging other people, that's what we can do, because there are many people every minute of the day that are coming down and feeling ill, suffering in some sort of a way with their with an illness, with a mental health problem. So we should be keeping that awareness there and being supportive and encouraging. So like I said, this video is about moving forward. So your first initial steps, reach out for that help. As much as it may be hard, but it's your way forward. It's your way forward in going towards your journey and having some hope there and getting to a healthy place where you want to get to. So after, you know, like I said, it doesn't end there. There are things that has to come from a person. Like, there are many things out there having things in place like tools, what you call coping strategies, to help you get through your day-to-day living, things that you may find difficult in as well. Those tools are there. Once you find those tools that are going to help, they will help you in those moments when you really most need them. But at the same time, by doing them daily, even when you may feel not too bad, it's all about consistency with whatever you find that is going to improve your mental health. Is keeping it up daily, each day. You know, mindfulness, being mindful, learning to be mindful. That's another tool as well. Learning to be mindful towards yourself, because there are many people out there that may, when you're feeling and you're suffering with your emotions and feelings, those thoughts, it's always the added that's laid on top, the hate, towards yourself, the resentment towards yourself, anger, and so forth, blame, and everything else. But all that just creates more of a problem. But that's a natural and easy response to go to how you're feeling within yourself, with your feelings and your emotions. But it's learning to create a new habit of being mindful. It takes a bit of time, just because it might not work straight away or a few times. It's all about keeping up whatever you're doing, being mindful towards yourself, taking away that added layer that is laid on top towards yourself, not taking things so personal, because those thoughts are not you. Those thoughts that go on, the negative thoughts that go on, it's what happens, I think, with all that is the imagination created around the thought that makes the story. So it's those thoughts are not you. It's just how we perceive those thoughts, how we go towards those thoughts when those thoughts pop up. So it's all about learning to be mindful towards yourself, your feelings and the emotions, observing those thoughts, not going too deeply into those thoughts, learning to observe your thoughts and see the true meaning of what that thought really is, and enables you to cope better with those negative thoughts and enable them to just let them pass. Because we can all get negative thoughts, but just some of us, it doesn't really bother. Those thoughts just come along and they're gone. But for many people that are suffering with mental health problems, they do become a problem and affect your day-to-day living. So it's all about learning, building a skill and learning and being mindful towards yourself, towards those thoughts of what's going on. And as well, like finding things that you enjoy to do, that you want to do. Just because you have, someone's got mental health problems, we all have those choices of what we want to do. It's whatever you want to do that's going to benefit you. It's all about doing things that's going to benefit you. I can give suggestions, but I can't sit here and tell people, oh, go and do that, because it might not benefit. It might benefit one person and it might not benefit someone else. Everybody is different and how their illness affects them. But there are many things out there. Like I said, last week it was connecting with nature. Now that in itself is proven to be a good tool to do. And when I mean connecting with nature, it's getting out and about, fresh air in itself, getting out for a walk where there's nature, like parks, woodland areas, and so forth, where there's nature, trees, hearing the sound of the wind blowing through the trees. If there's sun, if we've got a bit of sun out and you're out for a walk in those places, just noticing, being aware of the environment that you're in, basically. And nature in itself is a good thing to help improve with your mental health. Out with that. Nature, hearing the birds singing, is all about switching on those senses, like your sounds, sights, smells, tastes, and so forth. It's all about being aware of when you're out and about in those kind of environments, how it can improve your mental health. It can help with stress, low mood, even help with loneliness. Connecting with nature is a good healing process. So that's very good. That is one thing that's very good for if you're suffering with mental health problems in itself. It's good for our well-being. It's good for anybody's mental well-being. There are many things, like they said, like exercise. It's good. Movement is good. Even if you're walking, you don't have to do the over-the-top exercise. If you're into that, that's fine. Do that. There's gentle exercises. But like I said, there's many things that you can do to help with it. And it has to come from within yourself. It may sound blunt, but it's not. It's not being blunt. It's all about moving forward and getting to a healthier place with your mental health, being able to cope a lot better with your mental health, because there is hope. There is hope with mental health. There is recovery with mental health, but it's all about what you do that's going to help with it, that's going to benefit it. We can quite easily go for the things that are easy to do, but there isn't anything that's going to work really straight away, especially if you're suffering with mental health problems. You have to build on it. You start to build on what you do. You realise what you're doing then is benefiting you. You start to feel a bit more confident within yourself as well. And using that mindfulness with what you do, using it as a tool to help with those most important things that you are going to be, those coping tools that help you. And, that you work out your day. This is how I would look at it. You work out your day. Don't go for specific times either, like at that certain time I'm going to do that, because sometimes if you went to do, there might be a time when you couldn't do something at that certain time. So it's all about just setting out your day, each day, with whatever you want to do, when you want to do it throughout that day as well. So, like I said, we can support and encourage people by doing that. Like, if you know anybody that's suffering with mental health problems, anybody close to you, or just anybody that is suffering with mental health problems, really, this video is all about moving forward and getting to that better place where you want to get to. And like I said, supporting and encouraging people out there that are suffering with some kind of mental illness will just give those that bit of hope to move forward, and being supportive as well in what they want to do, because like I said, we all have choices as well. But at the end of the day, it has to come within that person. Even those first steps of reaching out for that help, that is most important. Even though it may seem really hard when you're in those moments, when you're really hard, but to enable you to move forward and be able to cope better with your mental health, those first steps are very important. It's reaching out and getting that help, getting that support there, because whoever you talk to, whoever you reach out to, they're not there to judge you. They're there to support and help as well. So there are, like I said, there are many benefits of moving forward, like being able to then move forward and create new habits, better habits. Healing takes time. Healing takes a bit of time when you're suffering, but it doesn't mean to say you're always going to be feeling like that, having those moments day in, day out. Things get easier over time. It gets easier and better to cope with. So I'm going to end the video there. I hope you like this video, and please share this video, because you know there are many people out there that at this at this moment that I'm doing this video, there are many people out there that are suffering with mental health problems and just trying to find their way and being able to move forward, even though it's so difficult. So I encourage people, you know, if you're finding it difficult, your first steps, move forward, is to reach out for that help. And then it doesn't stop there. Carry it, find things that, you know, you'll find things. I encourage people, you know, doing things, getting those coping tools there to help, will help you to improve your mental health and to move forward. You know, so like I said, this video is all about moving forward. I'm going to end the video there. Please share this video. It's really important. You know, our mental health is really important, because it, you know, suffering in itself, mental health problems, it affects so many people day in, day out, and affecting people's day-to-day living as well, and so forth, you know. So keeping that awareness there, we need to keep that awareness there every day, every month. Keep, you know, being aware of mental health towards others, supporting, encouraging, and towards yourself. And also developing, eventually you'll start to develop a bit of kindness towards yourself, which is very important, and develop kindness towards others. It just makes that difference there. So like I said, I'm going to end the video there. If you wish to subscribe, feel free to, and see you in the next video.